The plot to kill Jesus. You know that in 2 days the Passover is coming, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified. Matthew 26, verse 2.
Judas to betray Jesus. Then one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" And they paid him 30 pieces of silver. And from that moment he sought an opportunity to betray him. Matthew 26, 14-16.
Jesus foretells Peter's denial. Peter answered him, "Though they all fall away because of you, I will never fall away." Jesus said to him, "Truly, I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, before you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, "Even if I must die with you, I will not deny you." All the disciples said the same. Matthew chapter 26, verses 33 to 35.
Jesus prays in Gethsemane. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Sleep and take your rest later on. See, the hour is at hand. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. My betrayer is at hand." Matthew 26, verse 45 to 46.
Betrayal and arrest of Jesus. And he came up to Jesus at once and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and he kissed him. Jesus said to him, "Friend, do what you came to do." Then they came up and laid hands on Jesus and seized him. Matthew 26, 49.
Jesus before Caiaphas and the council. Matthew 26, verses 64 to 66. Jesus said to him, "You have said so, but I tell you, from now on you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven." Then the high priest tore his robes and said, "He has uttered blasphemy. What further witnesses do we need? You have now heard his blasphemy. What is your judgment?" They answered, "He deserves death."
Now Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard, and a servant girl came up to him and said, "You also were with Jesus the Galilean." And he denied it before them all, saying, "I don't know what you mean." Matthew chapter 26, 69 to 70.
Crowd chooses Barabbas. Matthew 27, 22 to 23. Pilate delivers Jesus to be crucified. Matthew 27, 26. Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?" They all said, "Let him be crucified." And he said, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." Then he released from them Barabbas, and having scourged Jesus, delivered him to be crucified.
Soldiers mocked Jesus. Matthew 27, verses 28 to 31. And they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him, and twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on his head and put a reed in his right hand. And kneeling before him, they mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spit on him and took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him and led him away to crucify him.
Jesus, no turning back.
crucifixion. Matthew 27:38 to 43. Then 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on the right and one on the left, and saying, "You who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross." So also the chief priests with the scribes and elders mocked him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God deliver him now, if he desires him, for he said, 'I am the Son of God.'" And the robbers who were crucified with him also reviled him in the same way. The death of Jesus. Matthew 27:50. And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice and yielded up his spirit.